Welcome, seekers, to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Ricky, and you have made it to the Tarot Magician channel. The question we are going to be going into great detail today is, why am I depressed? Why am I sad? Why am I anxious? Now, this video idea I took from another gifted tarot reader called Higher Self Tarot. I have included her link, the link to her video in the description if you seekers are interested in seeing it. Now, this is a very difficult topic. Many shadows will be revealed, and some of those shadows might make you feel uncomfortable. So keep that in mind, seekers, as you're watching this reading. Now, before we get started, I want to ask you seekers to subscribe to this channel, to hit the notification bell to be notified of more future Pick a Card readings like this one. I also want to bring to light that I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in a tailored message with your energy alone, a private reading is the way to go. You will have to go through my Etsy store to place that private reading request. The link is going to be in the description below. And lastly, do not forget to support me on Patreon, seekers. By becoming a patron, you will unlock exclusive readings and you'll be entered for a chance to win a free private reading with me. The drawing takes place every month for that free exclusive private reading. So thank you, seekers. Now, let's go ahead and get started. In front of you, you have three groups. You have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. I want you to take a moment and select the group that calls your attention the most, the group that just brings you in. Take a moment and make that selection now. Welcome, group number 1, to your Pick a Card Tarot reading, where we are going to try and answer the question, why am I depressed? Why am I sad? Why am I anxious? Okay, so before we get started, I want to remind you seekers to subscribe to the channel for more Pick a Card videos just like these. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload, and also hit the like button when you get a chance. If you can do that now, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, seekers. So in front of you, you have a card from Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle deck. This is from Cheryl Yambrach Rose, and it's going to represent essentially the theme of your reading today. Let's take a look. All right, so we've got an archer here, and the message is defend what is dear to you. Defend what is dear to you. Wow, that's interesting. So that's a very interesting card. Essentially what I'm seeing here with this card is there's definitely something that you are being maybe attacked with. You're feeling in some ways attacked. And so you have to try and now defend this thing. Now, I think that a lot of you picked this group just because I'm seeing different things developing. For some of you, I'm seeing you actually having to defend a physical person. Someone who is maybe potentially being attacked, and so you're having to defend them. Others, I'm seeing you defending yourself to other people that simply just don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Simply just don't respect the decisions that you're making, and so you're really upset at the fact that they don't see your point of view. They don't understand what you're doing and what you're all about, right? So you're having to defend that. For others, it's more of maybe a philosophy or a decision that you've made that you're trying to defend, and unfortunately just the people around you, maybe some family members, some people that really care about you, and people who you care about as well, just don't support you. They don't see your point of view. They don't understand you, and it's like now you're in this defense mode where you have to try and just, shield whatever your idea is, whatever this physical thing might be for others. The advice with this card is to hold your ground, group number 1. Hold your ground. Now, obviously, this reading is to expose the shadows, to bring to light what exactly has got you depressed, what's making you sad, what's making you anxious. So this is a lot of exposing, but also I am going to give you some pointers, some advice as to what I am seeing here, because that's what the cards really do. The cards try and offer a solution to the problem. And so one of the solutions that this card is offering you is to defend your idea. You know, you intuitively feel that this is worth protecting, or just, you know, if it's not an idea, if it's an actual person or situation or thing, then you intuitively felt this is worth protecting. This is going to benefit me. This is going to bring me some kind of goodness in my life, and so it's important to me. And so if it is important to you, it's worth protecting. And the cards here so far with this oracle card, you're being asked to protect that idea, to hold your ground, to be strong, and don't let people come and tell you what you should be doing and attacking you, you know. So it's very difficult, right? The last thing we want is to be attacked by anyone. Especially people who potentially care about you, you know, people who in some ways you care about as well, right? Even though they say that they're well-intentioned people, sometimes they can be very, very in your face about certain things, and that can really just bother, you know. It can be a big bother, so it's understandable. I'm going to present to you first with your key, your oracle key. Now this is from the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck, and this is essentially a gift. This is how you overcome this the most effective way possible. So let's go ahead and see who this is. Okay, Vitality. All right. You know, Seekers, this is going to be a message from your spirit guides. Okay, so this is the face that your spirit guides have chosen to present to you here today, and this spirit guide has a message for you. So I want you to look into the eyes of the spirit guide, connect with it, and I'm going to present to you the message. I'm here to tell you that it is time to stop fighting your true nature. You were born with a life force and vitality within you that must be expressed. You can attempt to interfere with it by trying to recreate it or by resisting dissatisfaction. But there's nothing you can do to get rid of the life pulsing within you. So you might as well surrender. Dissatisfaction is a natural part of life. Without it, none of us would evolve or be motivated to make this world a better place. When you allow life to express itself through you, without resistance or judgment, bliss happens naturally. The future is not in your hands. It does not even exist. All there is now. So stop projecting into the future. Let life have its way with you and watch your purpose unfold. Wow. Powerful message from your spirit guides to overcome this depression, group number 1. Very powerful. You know, for those of you that maybe potentially didn't just grab the full extent of that message, go ahead and rewind that, because it was truly powerful. But let's go ahead and now throw some tarot. We're just going to go ahead and see if we can unlock or reveal more shadows of what's causing this depression, this anxiety, this sadness. We're going to use a different tarot today. We're going to use the Heaven and Earth Tarot. This is from Jack Sifara and Jamie Elford. So let's go ahead and shuffle and see what we get. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some cards. Interesting. So you've got some interesting cards here. You've got the Two of Wands as the first card out. You also have the Nine of Cups reversed. And you also have the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So, what I'm seeing here with these cards, number one, this Dominion card is essentially this Two of Wands. It's talking about your ability to plan. It's talking about your ability to make a plan, to essentially do something or get out there. And I feel like the fact that this is showing up as a shadow or as a problem, I feel like maybe there is a lack thereof. For some of you, you are having trouble moving. You're having trouble kind of expressing yourself, making a plan. Potentially there's some fear behind it. Maybe you think that things aren't going to work out, or maybe the situations around you are so where you can't really do much. So you have to kind of go through through the motions. You have to just kind of, I think that for some of you, it's like you feel like you're just existing instead of living. And it's because for some of you, maybe you feel like your life isn't yours. Maybe you feel like potentially it belongs to someone else or something else, or, some kind of societal norm or something that really just has you in a position where you can't plan, you can't have this vision for potentially what's ahead. And that's very damaging. That is very damaging. And so what that's doing is it's leading you towards great distress. The fact that you don't feel free. Potentially you aren't free. So you've got here someone who is in every way happy, right? This person is so proud to show off his cups. He's got them up in the walls, and those cups are brimming with joy, and there's just so much contentment here. But the fact that this card came out reversed tells me that right now at this moment, obviously, there is a lack thereof. There is no joy. There is no contentment. There is sadness. There is true depression going on here, group number one. So my goodness, this is definitely something to look at, because it's depleting you in many ways. And we see that depletion with the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also see that depletion with the Page of Pentacles. So what this depression is essentially doing with this energy of sorrow is doing is it's taking away all of your vital resources. It's physically hurting you. And so what you have here is a person that has worked very diligently and hard to just work the grounds. This is the person that's career oriented, has possibly a job, just does all of the things that they need to do in order to get ahead of whatever situation or problems might arise. And so this person, in some ways here, the fact that it's showing up reversed is talking about taking steps backwards. So this sadness, this sorrowful energy is in many ways causing you to take steps backwards, to lose vital resources. And so this can be financial in nature. It can be health-wise. Pentacles can also be talking about your health, your physical health. So it's almost like if, it's difficult to accept, but this sadness and this depression is in many ways killing you. All right, and it's something that I feel that your spirit guides addressed very, 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 very precisely. This lack of movement, or not feeling like you're free, not feeling like you can actually do something at this moment, right, has got you in a place where in many ways you are stuck. You feel like the walls are closing in on you, and so it almost impairs you. It's like you can't move forward, because if you know that you move forward, you're not going to get your way in some way. So you kind of stay stuck in place in this kind of paralysis. And so we have to go back to what the Vitality card tells us, right? What the spirit guides tell us, which is accept what's happening, own it, accept it, and understand that it's not going to remain this way. Understand that if you do what you need to do at this time, if you keep moving forward, if you keep striving forward, if you defend who you are, if you defend your position, if you just, have this kind of warrior-like energy about you, if you're able to adapt this, if you're able to just accept your situation and understand that things will get better, they will. And so that's the hardest part for you. I feel that's the hardest part, because, everything around you is a trigger. So as soon as you wake up, everything that happens to you, where you're living, who you're living with, your job, your environment, everything is a trigger. And so your environment is almost at this point very damaging and harmful to you. And I feel like you don't have the means at this moment to do something about it, to move out. The only thing that you can do is completely surrender to it. Surrender to the fact that this is happening, and work diligently to try and bring an energy of change. And I feel like, the more that you don't surrender to it, the more that you don't accept that these things are happening, the more they're going to keep happening. And it will get worse, because instead of you moving forward and trying and essentially getting out of it, it's like the hole gets bigger. The pit just keeps getting wider and wider. And so it's important for you to not allow that to happen. So we go right back to vitality, right? Accept that it's happening. And then we have a little more information here. We have essentially a representation of you. This card is reversed again. This is the Page of Pentacles. This is the young, beautiful girl, the young, beautiful princess that's moving forward and getting things done, right? This is the beautiful princess that knows where the value is and seeks it and pursues it. And unfortunately, the fact that it's reversed tells me that if you're unable to accept the situation that you're in right now, you won't be able to see your way out of it. It will be very, very challenging. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. We're going to throw a card from the Self-Love Oracle. And this is the box right here, the Self-Love Oracle. All right, so we're just going to throw one card and try and get some guidance from these cards. Feeling a little, I don't know, I feel a little sad myself, a little choked up. Man. I think that, for some of you, it's a truly difficult situation. I feel it, I really do. I feel this energy, it's very, very powerful, but not in a good way. But just know that, in everything that you do, there will be a solution. There will be a way out of this. All right, so let's go ahead and throw that self-love. We're just going to throw one card and see what message we get from the self-love. Okay, so let's see here, a little more information from Spirit. All right, so the message here reads, share light. Share your trials as well as your triumphs. Your stories benefit you in the telling and others in the hearing, spreading the light of transformation. Wow. That's powerful stuff right there. And it's powerful because it's almost like if, Spirit is telling you, listen, you're going through this because in some ways you need it. You have to go through this. You have to experience this. For some of you, and it's almost like if this experience that you're going through is going to help other people, you're going to be able to assist other people and help them come out of that dark shadow that you are essentially in right now. It's like your stories will be told, and you're the one that's going to tell them. You're the one that's going to share those stories. So you're going to help other people through their situation, through their darkness. You're going to assist them. And it's almost like, you have to kind of go through this transformation, and there will be a transformation. There is definitely trials that you're going through right now, but you will have triumphs. And in order for you to really appreciate what those triumphs truly are and what they mean, it's almost like you have to go through these trials. And so, this is what Spirit is choosing to tell you at this moment. These are trials that you're going through, but they are going to help you. And in many ways, you are going to come out of this very triumphant. And you are destined to spread the light of that transformation with people. Others will listen to you. Others will understand what you went through. And in many ways, you're going to be able to transform their lives. So it's difficult to hear, but in many ways, your sacrifices right now, your hardships, will be other people's blessings. All right, so let's go ahead and throw an elemental card. Elemental Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. We're just going to throw one and see what message we get here. Rock. All right, look at that. So it's endurance. You're being asked to endure. Group number 1, endurance. Be like the rock at this moment. Endure and you will have success. So you've got here a tree that's kind of growing out of that rock. Again, it's almost a representation of what we just kind of talked about, right? Share your light, your trials and your triumph, and how you're going to go from trials and tribulations through this energy of just triumph and victory, right? And so we have here almost a representation of what we just spoke about, because you are here essentially being illustrated as a rock, and out of that rock is this beautiful tree that's kind of growing out of it, which is interesting. It's almost like if that's the tree of life, and you right now are in a low place, but that low place, it's what's needed for that tree of life to grow and expand and reach heights of glory and victory. And so in many ways, it's important for it to happen. Now, one other thing that I saw here with share light that I did not touch on is your ability to communicate. So potentially maybe there's people around you that want to hear what you have to say. Maybe there's people around you that want to assist you. For some of you, it could literally mean visiting someone who can, maybe a psychologist or just someone who can assist you through this process. You are being asked to take that route. For others, it can simply just mean talk therapy, talking to someone about this situation. As a matter of fact, if you want to go ahead and leave a comment and share what you're going through, I would love to hear it. That can be something that in some ways it could assist you through, just getting it out, sharing it. I will read it and I will respond back. I definitely would like to hear your stories and what you're going through. So share it in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and keep these oracle cards coming. We're going to throw an oracle card from the Magic of the Unicorn. This is one of the newer decks from Diana Cooper. Artwork by Marjolaine Cruitt. Let's shuffle. Alright, let's see what we get. Cosmic Emerald. Okay, interesting card, Cosmic Emerald. So let's go ahead and take a good look at this card, right? In this beautiful artwork here. Number 31, Cosmic Emerald. Create perfect health, access divine abundance. Okay, beautiful. Group number 1, I'm putting this right under the rock and the tree, because it's like I feel that there's so much prosperity for you that's going to be available. This is prosperity in every sense of that word, right? In every way. And so it's almost like if you're being asked to create this atmosphere at this moment of acceptance. And that acceptance will lead to perfect health, good health. And that health is going to lead you to be able to access that abundance that's going to be available to you. So don't put down your weapons. Don't give up on the process of life. Don't try and seek an easy way out of this situation. Keep striving forward, keep moving forward, keep just doing what you know that you should do at this moment. Your spirit guides are with you. They want to assist you. They want to help you. Understand that you are destined for some powerful transformation, for change, and that change is going to be something that will come through the telling of this that you're going through right now. So in some ways it is necessary to mold you, to prepare you for what's next. All right, so we're going to throw one more oracle card. And that's going to be the Archangels. I want to get a message from the Archangels. So we're going to get a message from another Diana Cooper Oracle deck, by the way. Archangel Oracle cards. Let's see what message we get here. Archangel Jules. Okay, and Archangel Joel's message is align with the highest. Go with the flow. Beautiful message. Align with the highest. Go with the flow. Keep your attention on spirit. Put your trust on spirit and know that there is a way out of whatever situation that you're going through. Believe and trust in that process and it will happen. Go with the flow. Surrender to that divine guidance. Surrender to that energy and understand that there will be change. There will be prosperity. Don't give up the fight. So group number 1, that is what I see here. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get alerted when I put out or upload more pick a card videos like this. Give this video a like as well. And you know, don't forget that I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in one, definitely with the private reading, it's much better because the message is tailored to you. So you will have to go to my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. Also, let me know what you thought about this reading below. I want to hear from you seekers. And I do have a Patreon at this moment. Started it not too long ago. It's about $5 a month, and you'll have access to weekly readings, and you'll also be entered into a monthly raffle where you'll have a chance of winning a free private reading with me. So if you're interested in that, the link is going to be in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of my family. You are my family, and you know, I'm sending you a lot of love. Let me know. I want to hear exactly what you're going through. I'm going to read it. I'm going to respond. I want to connect with you, so go ahead and take that step. Thank you, group number 1, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to another Pick a Card Tarot reading, where we will try and answer the question, why am I depressed? Why am I sad or anxious? So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we do, I want to remind you seekers to subscribe to this channel, to hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I upload more Pick a Card Tarot readings just like this one, and give the video a like. If you can do that now, I'd appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna start with the theme of today's reading, and we are going to use Through the Eyes of the Soul to provide us with that theme. So this is an oracle deck that we're going to use. Let's go ahead and reveal the theme. Wow, so you've got here, be the powerful space between opposite poles. Wow, okay. Very interesting card. So, you know, it's very similar to group 1. Very similar. But I feel like, you know, one of the reasons, and the main reasons why you're so upset is because you are in some ways having to defend your position about something. There's people that don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. There's people that are in some ways a bit disrespectful towards the decisions that you've made. And there's just certain things that you wish that essentially would be different, right? You want a little more respect from these people. I feel like you have come a long way. You've made a lot of decisions. You've had to strive, you've had to move forward diligently. And there's a lot of knowledge that you've gained, but people don't see that. They don't understand that. They don't respect that. They don't see that you are an individual who in many ways has suffered and is currently suffering, right, because of them. And so I feel like a lot of you are defending your position, and you're being asked to step away from that at this moment. You're being asked to just see how powerful you are. And you're being asked to be that power, to look at that power, to look at what you've accomplished, to listen to your intuition. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal your key. This key is going to provide you with more information on how to potentially, help you with this. This is from the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck. All right, so this is essentially going to be a message from your spirit guides. All right, a key that's going to help you unlock a solution to this. So this is the face right here. Look at that. You've got mindfulness. This is the face that your spirit guides have chosen to show you today. Now I want you to look into the eyes of this person, this face. Connect with them as best you can, because I'm going to provide you with the message that your spirit guides have. I am here to help you remember, and to release you from the prison of your emotional life. Even if you want to speed up enlightenment, you can't. So give yourself plenty of permission to think, to feel, to desire, to react, to hide. Let nothing be forbidden. All I ask is that you be mindful of what you do. The first step is awakening. Awakening is realizing that you've been asleep. So do not try to change your patterns or passions. Just recognize them. There I go again. Catch yourself forgetting your true nature. Learn to feel increasingly comfortable with discomfort. In time, you will naturally come to realize that something more wondrous than you can imagine is looking through your eyes, thinking through your mind, and living through your actions. In the end, all of life shall remember itself through you, and all that you'll experience is the revelation of the eternal now. Wow. Beautiful message from your spirit guides, group number 2. So let's go ahead and put this aside. We're going to throw some tarot now. And we're just going to go ahead and see what other shadows we can expose. But definitely a powerful message of transformation, a powerful message of acceptance, of being in the here and now, and understanding that the issues that you're going through, this rejection, this battle that might be going on, these emotional turbulence that you are experiencing in some ways is serving you. And even though you can't see that now, it will be brought to light very soon. So that is what your spirit guides are promising you here. All right. Let's go ahead and start with some tarot. We're going to use a different tarot deck today. This is the tarot deck, the Heaven and Earth Tarot. All right. By Jack Shapira and Jamie Elford. All right. So let's go ahead and shuffle. Star reversed. All right. So you've got here some pretty dynamic tarot cards, and you've got three major arcanas actually. So this is a very important feeling. This depression, this sadness, this anxiety that you might possibly be going through. This is, in many ways, molding you towards something that's going to almost define your existence. And so, we start with the Eight of Pentacles. And so what we see here is a craftsman, right? This person is working diligently in their work. They're just hammering away at this pentacle, and this person is just diligent, right? This person is not going to stop at any point. They know that they have to keep working in order to get ahead. And so in many ways, it's very important for you at this moment to just keep moving forward, keep striving, keep doing what you're doing, because what you are doing in many ways is the right thing. Potentially you feel like it isn't. Potentially you feel like you're headed in the wrong direction, and that might be another shadow, right, of that's causing that depression, that's causing you to be upset, that's causing you to feel down. We did reveal that there were some negative people, some energies around you that are telling you that you're wrong, that you are incapable, or that, in some ways you are doing something that's counterproductive or just not good for society or for yourself. And so, you're a bit resentful because of that, and that also leads you to just question yourself, question where you are, what you've done, what you've accomplished. And what this card is telling you is keep moving forward. You are in the right. You know where you are. You know how far you've come. There's knowledge that has been gained. There's understanding that is there with you at this moment. So you are in the right place, group number 2. Don't doubt that for a moment. Now, the second card kind of gives us a little more information about the same thing. So we've got the star energy here. This is one of my favorite cards. So we have here the most beautiful and blissful kind of guiding energy, guiding light that just nudges us in the right direction, and just, leads us to streams of just beauty and tranquility and blissfulness, right? So I feel like the fact that this card came out reversed, you feel like, you are being guided the wrong way. Potentially you feel like, you're doing bad things, or you're wasting time, or you're not doing what you need to do, or maybe you should be doing more. This could very well be what you are taking from these people, right? Because every interaction with people and society, or ways of thinking, or ideologies, they tend, when we read them and we invite these things into our lives, we try and see how we fit into the whole equation, right? Like how can I adapt that into my life right now, so that I can be a better person? And so I feel like, potentially you've been listening too much to these things that are telling you to stop doing what you're doing, try something new, try something different. And unfortunately, it's leading you towards this feeling of, I'm in the wrong, I'm not doing what I need to do. And so it's causing you to just question yourself, and you shouldn't be doing that. You intuitively know what's best for you. You are on the right path. You just need to keep striving. You need to keep working. You need to keep moving forward. And so that's important. Now, the solution is the Fool upright and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right, so these two cards are very important. Number 1, the Fool. So the Fool is in many ways very independent, right? This is the energy of the person that just gets up in the morning, moves with there's no need to essentially get in the way of this Fool or direct this Fool. The Fool does whatever the Fool wants, right? The Fool is in many ways happy, joyous, filled with such blissful energy that energy is in some ways used for good. It's used for manifesting the desires of the heart. And so what the Fool is essentially telling you here is that you must have an energy of newness and blissfulness. You must wake up every morning feeling that refreshment. It's important for you to understand that everything in life has already been thought of, right? You can't recreate the wheel. You can't, unfortunately, everything that you come up with, every idea has already been thought of, right? What we need are people that are actually able to do the work, to actually pursue it, to get it done, right? Execution. Are you executing? A lot of ideas have already been birthed, right? So I feel that maybe potentially you have an idea. Maybe this is for some of you what's been attacked by these people, and so now you're kind of feeling upset because you really thought that this was your thing, and now potentially people are just saying bad things about it, and you know that that is what you want to do. So the cards are telling you you're in the right. You are 100% correct. And you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep working. You have to keep striving. Don't give up on that dream of yours. All right. And so what the Fool is telling you is to move away from that negative energy. Try and go back to that initial beautiful, beautiful, serene energy that was at the very beginning of that wondrous idea, right? When you realize that this is what you wanted to do, this is what you want to try and manifest, this is what you are so passionate about, go back to that very beginning and just kind of sit with that energy for a while and see yourself just reliving that. And every single morning, remind yourself of that wondrous, beautiful moment. Remind yourself why you're doing it. And understand that even though everything has already been thought of and you can't recreate the wheel, you can make that wheel better. Right? You can add to that wheel. And that's, only you can do that. Only you can give that special flair. But you have to get out there and do it, right? So, the Wheel of Fortune reversed also can be talking about just this fear of essentially not being successful. This fear of potentially failure. There's a fear of failure that's leading to anxiety. There's a fear of essentially not being right, potentially for some of you. So what the cards are telling you is, again, you are right. Surrender to the process. Keep moving forward. Don't give up. Keep working. The worst thing that you can do is to stop working, because then you're going to prove everyone right. You're going to prove people right. You're going to prove to them that, yes, this is a waste of time. But if you work diligently, if you keep moving forward, if you keep striving, when you are successful, because that is inevitable, if you keep moving forward, if you bring that energy of the Eight of Pentacles into this, it is inevitable. Your success will be yours, right? If you keep doing that, then success will be yours. So keep moving forward, keep striving. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw some oracle cards. We're going to start with the Self-Love Oracle by Vanessa Shue. We're just going to throw one, and we're going to see what advice we get here for you. Remove toxicity. Okay, so we've got more. Your spirit guides really want to help you through this, all right? So we're done exposing. Now it's how can we resolve this? So it looks like remove toxicity, right? So the message here is we are only treated as badly as we allow ourselves to be. Pay attention to your physical and emotional health and reduce your toxic burdens. All right, that's beautiful. So pay very close attention. Right, so we are only treated as badly as we allow ourselves to be. Pay attention to your physical and emotional health and reduce your toxic burdens. Remove toxicity from your life. This could be people that are unsupportive, people that just really don't truly care about your dream and your ambitions and your goals and your desires. They really just want to point a finger and be as self-righteous as they possibly can be, just because they can, just because they're miserable, just because they're projecting their insecurities and their lack of on other people. Or if they've been successful, they really just want someone they can talk down to. So don't give your power away to people. Do not do that. Remove toxicity. Potentially, for some of you, you yourself have become a bit toxic to yourself, right? That's like you keep questioning yourself. You keep questioning, and it's fine to question ideas. It's fine to question, thought processes or how we're going to do it and how we're going to be effective. And it's perfect, right? That's how you improve. But if it gets to the point where you're constantly questioning yourself to the point where you're not really moving forward and doing what you should be doing because it's just constant questioning, then it's become toxic. So don't do that. Try and calm your mind as much as you can. Move forward as diligently as you can. Potentially, you know, set a schedule for yourself. Write down every day what you hope to accomplish for that day, even if it's a small task, and just get it done. No matter what, for that day, you get that task that you wrote down done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep the oracle cards coming. I'm going to throw a Magic of the Unicorn oracle. This is from Diana Cooper's newest deck. Let's take a look. Cosmic Pearl. Wow. Okay. Look at that beautiful artwork. Cosmic Pearl. Expand your psychic gifts. Open the gate to the angelic realms. Wow. This is amazing. So you've got a little bit of advice here. And this is beautiful in many ways because it's essentially telling you you have some kind of psychic ability. And you have this extrasensory perception that you have to, in some ways, work on. Right? And when I say have to, I mean it would be beneficial if you can do this because it's going to help you in what you're trying to accomplish in life. The energies that are going to essentially lead to expansion are angelic in many ways, and so there's a sense of connecting to the source, connecting to your spirit guides, connecting to the flow of life, and it's going to come through expansion of your psychic gifts. So there are meditative exercises that you can do in order to do that, to expand your gift. You know, potentially there's prayers that you can chant that can potentially open those gates up for you. But ultimately, it starts with asking Spirit and the Source for help, asking for, you know, how can I do this thing? And then as soon as you start getting those messages, right, because it's inevitable for you not to get your answer. If you ask, you will get your answer. So once you get your answer as to how you can open up these gates, right, make sure to start acting out on those things, right? If Spirit tells you that you should drive to a body of water, put your feet in there, and just you know, receive the healing that comes from that, go ahead and do it. Whatever you receive, make sure that you're following it. I feel like for some of you, there's going to be this kind of ritualistic kind of agenda or schedule, not agenda, but a schedule that's going to be presented to you that will lead you towards that expansion of those psychic gifts. And once you're able to open up those gates, more things are going to make sense. You're going to feel truly enlightened to the point that this burden that you're feeling, you're going to be able to release. All right, so let's go ahead and throw an Elemental Oracle. This is by Stacy DeMarco, the Elemental Oracle. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Cave, all right. Interesting. So protection, and then you've got here a message of the cave, right? And you've got a woman essentially going through this process of protection. You know, when I look at this card, I just feel like your ideas need protection. The things that you desire need protection. So I feel that for some reason, you know, you are under attack, right? And you're having to defend yourself. You're having to defend your position. You're having to, in some ways, you know, push people back and say, hey, this is what I want to do. But at the same time, you know, anytime you have to do that, anytime you have to address the opposition, you are in some ways affected by it, right? There's some darkness that seeps in and stays with you. And so that's where the doubt keeps coming. That's where the I don't know if I'm right keeps coming, because people are planting their negative seeds in you. And it doesn't have to be like someone that you know or friends, you know, this could be the internet. It could just be the world, right? That just keeps in some way sending you messages that you just goes against what you yourself want to do and who you are. So really just give it a critical eye and make sure that you protect who you are, and you're going to be able to start seeing a bit clearer. All right, so let's go ahead and throw one more oracle card. This is going to be from the Archangel Oracle from Diana Cooper. It's another Diana Cooper deck. Let's see what the final message for you, group number 2, is today. Okay, that's the first time I get this Archangel. Look at that. Archangel book pie. Look at this. I like this Archangel. It's time to fly. Listen to your intuition. Wow. Right. So we've been getting that message, right? I think I've told you listen to your intuition multiple times today. So now you've got it here from an Archangel. It's time to fly. Listen to your intuition. So, yeah, definitely a problem here with trusting yourself and the decisions that you've made in life. Listen, you are in the right path, okay? This is how I'm going to close this reading off. You are doing the right thing. You are in the right path. You just have to keep moving forward. You have to keep striving. You can't allow people to come in and convince you of anything else other than you knowing that you are right? So just keep moving forward in your projects, in your pursuits, because you found the way. So that is what I see here, group number 2. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to get more videos just like this. Also hit the notification bell. Give this video a like. Also, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you're interested in your own private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. So thank you for that. And also support me on Patreon, seekers. Patreon at this moment, it's $5 a month and you get weekly readings exclusive for patrons only, as well as you'll have a chance to be entered into the monthly raffle where you can unlock a free private reading with me. So go ahead and become a patron. The link is going to be in the description below as well. Write a comment, seekers. I want to hear what ideas you have for maybe future pick a card, tarot readings. I want to hear those ideas. I want to hear what you're going through. I want to also see what challenges you're facing, what kind of opposition has risen up against you. What challenges are there, right? I want to hear from you, seekers. So go ahead and write a comment below. Let me know what you're going through. I will read it and I will respond. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for your support, your love, your beautiful words. Every single one of you is truly, truly tremendous. Thank you. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, where we will try and answer the question, why am I depressed? Why am I sad or anxious? Now, before we get started, I want to remind you, seekers, to subscribe to the channel for more Pick a Card videos like this, to be alerted. Also, hit the notification bell and give this video a like as soon as you can. If you can do that now, I'd appreciate it. All right, so in front of you, you have an oracle card from Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is going to essentially represent the theme of today's reading. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what that theme is. Wow. All right. So you've got here number 25. And the message here is enter your sacred space. Commune with your fairy allies. Interesting. So let's take a look at this card for a bit. When I look at this card, I feel like some of you are just being bothered and flustered by the energies around you. I feel that the energies of the world have just become a bit too chaotic, and you feel a bit misguided. Potentially some of you just feel like the world is headed in the wrong direction, and so in turn you try and position yourself or see yourself as the world, and it's almost as if you see yourself headed in the wrong direction as well because you're a part of the world. But what I'm seeing here is that this idea or this belief might be misplaced. And so what your spirit guides, what spirit wants for you to do is to start communing with them. There's this connection to the source that needs to take place. And so it's almost as if Spirit is telling you, if you have any reservations that are negative, if you are feeling too overwhelmed, pray about it. Ask for that load to be made less. And so let's go ahead and reveal your key. I'm going to use the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck. All right, this is going to be a further message, or just a little more of an expansive message from your spirit guides. So let's see. Look at that. All right, you've got anticipation. So group number 3, this is what I would like for you to do. I'm going to provide you with the message of this card. This is the face that your spirit guides have chosen to show you. So I want you to connect with it. I want you to look into this spirit guide's eyes. I'm going to go ahead and read you the message. I come when it's time for a new experience. A new world or life chapter is beckoning you. Every cell in your body is intricately linked, just as every impulse within you is communicating to the whole of creation. If you listen carefully, you can anticipate what is coming as well as what is truly needed. You hold the key to your dreams in your own hand, and it is your responsibility to turn that key. But remember, you are not here to manifest your dreams on your own. Allow others to participate and take one small step at a time. Pace yourself, ask for help, rest when you need it. Don't overdo or underdo. Do not expect things to turn out exactly as you imagine. Then embrace the thrill of anticipation. Wow. That is a beautiful message from your spirit guides. And let's go ahead and put this apart. We're going to throw some tarot now. But what I feel very, very strongly with these two cards is that, a lot of the people that pick this group are very anxious about life, about what is to come, about what is not here yet. And so sometimes, what we end up doing is we end up worrying about, the decisions that we've made, and what the direction is the world headed in, and am I doing the right thing? And so it's important for you to try and be as present as you possibly can, be the here and now, enjoying every moment right now as is, and not try and live in some kind of alternate future, just because it's only going to bring more anxiety. So there is a real fear here of what is to come, potentially a fear of not being successful, projects not developing like you had envisioned or are envisioning. So these things are just they're fears, and you have to in some ways overcome them. And you will. I feel very strongly that you will. I think that Spirit is giving you the key as well by telling you here to, hey, go ahead and commune with me. Go ahead and reach out to me. Pray to me. Seek my presence, and I will deliver. I will provide you with messages. That's, your spirit guides are also telling you that they're going to provide you with keys throughout your life that are going to assist you. Now, it's up to you to turn those keys. Like right now, the key that your spirit guides are trying to give you is, hey, stop worrying about the future because it's leading to anxiety. Be sure of where you're at right now. Don't think that you have to overdo it. Don't think that if you had a bad day, then you have to overwork yourself the next. It's okay. Take a deep breath, right? Just do the best that you possibly can. And it's also revealing with these two cards that you are in the right path. You're moving forward as you should. All right. So let's go ahead and throw some tarot. We're going to use a different tarot deck today. We're going to use the Heaven and Earth Tarot, right, by Jack Stafaroff and Jamie Elford. So let's go ahead and throw some cards. We're going to shuffle first. All right, let's see if we can reveal some more shadows here. Okay. All right. Wow. You've got some interesting cards here, for sure. You've got here the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, both upright. And you've got the Emperor reversed. And then you also have the Eight of Cups reversed. Interesting. So the first card out was the Ace of Swords, right? And this is very telling of where you are right now, because I feel like you might be questioning your ideas. You're questioning what you should do. You're questioning what you ought to be doing at this moment. And so I feel like maybe your mind is not resting enough. And I feel like maybe sometimes it's like you get yourself, you get in your own way in some ways, right? It's like with this Ace of Swords, you come up with an idea, you think it's a great idea, intuitively you feel it, but then you start second guessing yourself, and what if not, right? And that's fine. It's good to do that sometimes. But when it gets to the point where you aren't actually acting on those ideas or moving forward on those ideas, then it gets to the point where it's almost like a toxic trait that you have going on here, where you just don't trust yourself. And so, that is definitely a shadow, right? Your ideas, I feel, the fact that these two cards are upright, I feel that, your ideas are truly phenomenal, whatever they are, whatever you thought of doing. And so I feel like you, in many ways, are someone who is very, very balanced in this area. It's like you think very, very diligently, and you act on those things, but sometimes you hold yourself back by second guessing yourself. So this is an area that potentially it's leading you to feeling depressed, to feeling anxious, to feeling sad. That constant attack on your mind and your ideas. Just go with it. Go with that flow. If you think of something, you're motivated by something, then go ahead and just pursue it. If it doesn't work out, fine. You learn something from it. So then we move towards the Eight of Cups reversed, and this just kind of gives us a little more insight into what's going on with you, your emotional state, and the fact that unfortunately you have trouble processing certain things that are happening to you. This card is the card of not reflecting enough on your situation, not reflecting enough on why you feel how you feel. I think that for a lot of you, there are repressed emotions. You don't really do the shadow work. You try to avoid anything that's bad. You try to avoid negative emotions. You try to avoid just anything that's going to upset you. And so sometimes it's good to process these things, right? Sometimes it's good to just allow yourself to feel the sadness, allow yourself to be down, right? But don't let that become your existence, because if you don't process those emotions early on, it becomes your existence. And so you're constantly walking throughout life with this load, and it just becomes you, becomes who you are, and you don't want that, right? So I think that for some of you, that's just very true. It's like you're kind of walking with that load on your back. And so ultimately what ends up happening is, as we move on to this Ace of Wands, is your energy levels are depleted, right? Ace of Wands is the card of forward moving momentum, right? This is the implementation of the idea. So with the Ace of Swords, we had the actual birth of the idea. And now here with the Ace of Wands, we have the implementation of it, right? This is the forward moving. This is the next step. This is the, okay, I'm going to now try and actually get this done, right? This is the card of execution. And so I feel like maybe sometimes, you hold yourself back, you don't execute accordingly, which is why this card is showing up here as essentially a shadow, right? So trust your ideas more so that you can execute on them. And it's going to help you in just such a profound way. Another thing that I'm seeing here with the final card is, you've got the Emperor. And so, no, I'm sorry, this isn't the Emperor. This is the Four of Pentacles. Earthly power, Four of Pentacles. So There's a kind of an emperor kind of energy with this illustration. That's why I thought it was the emperor. But this is the Four of Pentacles. And so the Four of Pentacles is very closely tied to the emperor because it's talking about foundations. Proper foundations so that you can build on top of, right? So this is the card of the person that essentially has chased after everything that is prosperous. And now that prosperity is allowing him to be able to build on top of that, right? It's like now this person is able to lay that foundation underneath him and is able to build on top of that. And that building process is going to provide for him everything that he needs, right? So that's what we get with the Four of Pentacles. And so essentially what this card is telling you is that you don't trust your foundation. Okay, that's a bit of a shadow. You don't trust the knowledge that you've brought. You don't trust the decisions that you've made. You don't trust who you are at this moment. Okay, there's lack of trust. There's just a lack of almost, I want to say, self-respect. You know, you just really don't respect yourself. So some of you just, there's a lack of that. There's a lack of just respecting your ideas, respecting what, you know, where you've come from, what the experiences that you've been through. And so it's like, for some of you, you're always second guessing yourself, because I feel that potentially you've seen many foundations kind of crumble and break, and you don't want that to happen to you. So you're constantly second guessing yourself. You're constantly wondering and thinking what you can do to maybe avoid this, and how can you potentially do it better. And so sometimes when you get into that mindset, that mentality, you end up getting, you know, being paralyzed, right? So yeah, earthly power. That's what I see there. So let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. We're going to start with the Self-Love Oracle. And we're just going to throw one card. Let's shuffle first. And here we go. Practice patience. Okay, so you've got a powerful message here. Practice patience is your message. So conditions outside us sometimes determine the best time to move forward. Wait and work on something else until these conditions change. Okay, interesting. All right, so until these conditions change. Interesting. So, you know, we have here the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Now we have a little more, you know, a different interpretation, right, with these two aces, because the two aces are essentially the cards of newness, right? It's the start of the suit. And so what we're getting here is wait and work on something else until these conditions change. And so for some of you, I feel that there is something holding you back. You have an idea, you have a desire, you want something very badly, and the conditions around you are not precisely how where they should be in order for you to manifest this. And so this is depressing you, this is giving you anxiety, this is in some ways making you sad. Again, you know, now the Four of Pentacles makes a little more sense. You know, you don't have the foundations to be able to act out these ideas, and for you to be able to be, you know, go forward into this new process. So that you know, that is for some of you, right? So the advice there is to wait, right? Be patient, work on something else until those conditions change. And so there is a door there for change, right? So what the cards are telling you is there will be change. Conditions will be pristine for you to be able to act on these things, but you have to be patient. You have to go through the process, and the foundations will be made manifest for you. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Magic of the Unicorns. This is a card from cards from Diana Cooper, artwork by Marjolaine Crute. So let's go ahead and throw just one card, and let's see what message we get from this tarot deck. I'm sorry, oracle deck. so we've got a little more information here. Stand in your power. Let's take a look at this. Stand in your power. Be passionate about your vision. Bring about positive change. All right. Beautiful artwork as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is not much needs to be said here, right? Be passionate, right? Those key words there. If you're passionate about your vision, you will bring about positive change and a positive outcome. So we already know that, for some of you, there are limitations in place. There's definitely an energy that is waiting to just burst out of you, right? So for some of you, it's like you're having to now go through this maybe transitory period of lull, transitory period of just low energy, unfortunately not being able to expand your energy to where you want it to go. And it's leading you towards this sadness, towards this anxiety, towards this depression, right? So patience is something that's going to really help you. Practice patience, and that's easier said than done. Much easier said than done, which is why we go right back to the theme of the reading, right? Enter your sacred space. So you have to find that sacred space with spirit, with your spirit guides, so that you can feel that peace. Commune with your fairy allies, right? So commune with your spirit guides. And then we have building anticipation for something. So there is definitely a project. There's definitely something truly magical that's about to unfold in your life. Something's about to happen, right? With that anticipation, I see it here with every single card that we've thrown. The problem is that it's taking much longer than we expected. You're having to wait, you're having to be patient, and you don't want to be patient anymore. You want to move forward, right? I see that with you. You're the kind of person, again, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, you need that newness. You need new projects, you need new ideas, you need something to go after. What is next? And so it's like, now that you are in some ways limited because of this maybe lack of foundation, you are in some ways upset, right? It's bringing about this anxiety, this sadness, and this depression. So we've got a little more information here, right? Stand in your power, be passionate about your vision, bring about positive change. It's like, yeah, you still have that passion, still have that drive, and understand that it will happen for you. I feel that for some of you, you might be looking towards doing something else entirely because the conditions just aren't right for this. And maybe you feel like they never will be, right? Maybe you feel like this thing that you've been wanting is never going to happen. So why even bother? Just go ahead and try something new or change your thought process. And so what Spirit is telling you here, along with your spirit guides, is do not do that. Continue forward. You definitely are headed in the right direction. All right, stand in your power, group number 3. All right, so we're going to throw an Elemental Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Let's see what the Elemental Oracles have to provide as far as information. Snow. Yep. You are currently going through a winter. This is what's depressing for sure. So, snow, right? You're going through a little bit of a winter here, and it's tough. It's tough for you. But the conditions right now are not yielding any fruit. They're not yielding what you wanted to yield. It's cold. It's bitter outside. But you know what? This is going to end. It's going to pass. All right, a new day will dawn, right? And you even have a little bunny right there, a symbol of right there, you have a little bunny, a symbol of luck, good luck, prosperous ventures. And so, the key word here is silence, right? And I feel like in the silence, you're going to be able to find something, right? I feel like maybe your mind is racing. Maybe you're going a million miles a minute trying to find a solution, and that's also causing you some of these negative things to come about. So it's important for you to quiet your mind at this moment. Quiet your mind. Try to go through this meditative space that's going to assist you in this process of practicing patience for the time being. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Archangels. This is from the Archangel Oracle deck from Diana Cooper. Another Diana Cooper deck. And we're just going to go ahead and throw one card. Let's see what we get. Look at that. You've got the Archangel Amethyst. Interesting. Alright, so the message from Archangel Amethyst to you is purify your life with love. Prepare for something better. Look at that. Look at that. So that is beautiful in every way, right? So the most important keywords there, prepare for something better. Something better is coming. Now, how can you essentially make space for this? Purify your life with love. Love what you've become. Love the experiences that you've essentially have gone through. Love the fact that you're going through this transitory period, because you will learn something new. You will obtain something from this. It's impossible for you not to. You know, sometimes in our darkest moments are when we yield incredible life lessons. And this might very well be something that you have to go through in order to understand just how important and how beautiful what you're trying to manifest is. So, anticipation, be silent, connect with spirit, connect with the source, stand in your power, group number 3. So, that is what I see here. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when a new video like this is uploaded, and hit the like button, seekers, so that you can help the algorithm. I'd really appreciate that. I am offering private readings at this time. You know, if you seekers are interested in a tailored message to you and your energies alone, private readings are the way to go. So I will go ahead and leave a link in the description below. You will have to go through my Etsy store to place your orders for those private readings. Also, I have a Patreon now, so support me on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can unlock weekly pick a card readings, and also you'll be entered for a chance to win a free private reading with me every single month, right, if you are a patron. So a lot of benefits, definitely worth the price of admission. So join me on Patreon, support me there, seekers. I'd really appreciate that. And also, I'd like to hear from you, so don't forget to leave a comment down below. I want to hear what you're going through. I want to connect with you, seekers. As I've said before, if you write a comment, I'll respond back. I'm definitely looking forward to just reading what you seekers are going through. What you've, if this reading just resonated, or if you have any ideas for any future pick a card tarot readings, just anything that you want to share with me, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. I want to thank every single one of you. Love you, seekers, and bye-bye.